Welcome everyone to the Superhero Chronicles, and the journey through the DCEU takes us to what many consider to be the official start of the DCEU in terms of a shared universe, with critically the critically divided Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. And I'm going to be covering the Ultimate edition of this film. Little background before I get started. When this movie was first announced, I was looking forward to it. Right? Uh, I was all for the casting of Ben Affleck. I actually liked Ben Affleck as an actor, and I wasn't pissed off as most people were. I welcomed it. I was like, you know what, not my first choice, but it could have been someone a whole lot worse. At least Ben Affleck can act. Look at the town. Watch Argo. Watch Gone Girl. Hell, I'll throw it out there. Watch the director's cut of Daredevil. You know, the guy is a solid actor. He can deliver the goods. Uh, of course, well, Ben Affleck was a highlight. Jeremy Irons as Alfred was a highlight. But then these next two casting choices started to sway my opinion to the oh my god, is this how's this thing gonna pan out? With Jesse Eisenberg of Lex Luthor, I was completely against it, and after seeing this movie, my fears were justified. And Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, where I'm just like, so a big player who is in a movie franchise that I had no interest of seeing, and an actress who doesn't really look like she has all that talent in the world. She really is just a pretty face. You're gonna make her Wonder Woman, the superheroine, the pretty much the embodiment of the personification of female empowerment, and you're gonna give it to Gal. I can't act for my life, Gadot. Yeah, I got big issues with this movie, and I am sorry to say, the Ultimate Cut does not make it any better. It doesn't make it any worse. You could say it doesn't really make it any worse. It's still the same movie, still a pain in the ass to sit through, and it's still pretty fucking boring in a lot of areas. And it pretty much is one of the most sloppiest, thrown together messes I've ever seen. You can clearly tell that DC and Warner Brothers are trying so hard to play catch up with Marvel that it's almost insulting to the intelligence. Now look, everyone's all like, oh, you know, you praise Marvel but you bash DC. What the hell? Oh no, here's the deal. Now these were never directed to me, so I'm gonna go on record right now. I have bashed Marvel in the past. I don't like the two Thor movies, and I can't stand Iron Man 3. I raked all three of those movies over the coals. I buried Spider-Man 3. Marvel is not safe from my wrath, because I know what I want to see as a movie watcher and as a fan of these characters. This movie is none of that. None of that. I love Zack Snyder as a director. I think the man is immensely talented. But in this movie, he is really stroking. He's really like lost. He's just like, ugh. Um, I like David S. Goyer as a writer. You know, he and Christopher Nolan penned probably one of the greatest trilogies of films with the Batman movie, with the Dark Knight trilogy. In this movie, I don't know what the fuck was happening with him. Chris Terrio, in my opinion, is a one trick pony. The man got an Academy Award for Argo, but this movie proves that, you know, your Academy Award was probably a fluke, because maybe you're not that good of a writer as everyone wants to stroke your cock for being. Because honestly, truthfully, you the Academy Award doesn't really say a whole hell of a lot when you don't really have a whole lot of credentials to back up that claim. One movie does not make you a, in my opinion, one movie does not put you at the top of the list of I gotta grab you right now. So let's just power through this, and let's see this movie really isn't as bad as let's just break it down. All right. The things that I do like about this movie, like I said, Ben Affleck as Batman is amazing. I love This I love this portrayal. I love Ben Affleck's like portrayal of a more aggressive, more you can almost say fearful Batman. This is the Batman that you can clearly tell has got 20 years worth of just horrific of horrificness that's gone on through his life. Um, I love the little nods they make to to how that kind of came about. Some cool. We got some good lines like 20 years in Gotham. How many good guys are left? How many stayed that way? I love. There's this one shot where pretty much Bruce is looking at the Batsuit as if it's like a drug addiction, like he can't live without it. I love the scene where he looks at the Robin costume and you say, "Ha ha ha!" Jokes on you, Batman. So I'm taking it as if Joker really fucked up Batman in some kind of way with Robin, and this is what made Batman snap and become a homicidal maniac. I like the movie, of course, doesn't explain that, and it doesn't really have a whole lot of follow-up scenes to really confirm that, and that's a major gripe I got. Not Ben Affleck's fault. Not Ben Affleck's fault whatsoever. It's all in the writing. Uh, well, Jeremy Irons as Alfred. I love Jeremy Irons as Alfred. I thought he was snappy, he was witty, he had just a round of sarcasm, and the chemistry he and Affleck have is really untapped, and I would love to see that expanded upon if it'll ever get made Batman solo movie, which we have been promised for the last year now, and so far nothing's been come about. You know, directors that get signed, directors leave. Who knows what's happening? Uh, Another positive, Batman's intro scene is a huge positive for me. It's shot just like a horror movie. The cinematography is well done. The music was well done. Zack Snyder's directing, in my opinion, was on point. He took time. He did not rush through this scene. He actually let it play through and the suspense build up. So yeah, Batman's intro scene in the dilapidated house with the with the sex trafficker. Good scene. Uh, some of the action set pieces in this movie are really well choreographed. Of course, there's the awesome Arkham game tribute when Batman goes into this warehouse and just pretty much goes ape shit on everyone. That was an awesome scene, done really well done. Batman just beating everyone's ass. Uh, the actual fight between Batman and Superman was really cool to watch. Though it takes place in the last hour of the fucking movie and the last of all 3 minutes. But for the 3 minutes that was there, it was actually fun to watch. Let's see what else. Uh, Doomsday in this movie is completely shoehorned in. Had no business being in this movie. I don't know why Doomsday was here, but and the fight between Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman and Doomsday is so like over the top. But I'm not gonna lie, it's enjoyable to watch. I'll give the movie that. So yeah, those are some good positives. Now for my favorite part, the cons. Henry Cavill as Superman sucks in this movie. And it's not Henry Cavill's fault. It's the writing's fault. Why is Superman a depressed, brooding loner? Look, I didn't talk about this in Man of Steel because it didn't really bother me in Man of Steel because, Man of Steel's a setup movie, so, we're establishing Superman in a more realistic world. So I'm thinking, the sequel is going to push Superman towards that light, which is what he is supposed to be. But hell no. In this movie, they completely dropped the ball. So, basically, Superman is accused of killing these people in Africa with his X-ray vision. But it's later revealed that Lex Luthor, for some random ass reason, staged that whole thing by having, his mercenaries shoot and burn the corpses, making it look like Superman did it. So, naturally, when Superman's being accused of a crime, he'll go to Lois Lane. He'll be like, listen, we got to work together. We got to find a way to clear my name and not have my name get dragged through the mud. We got to do this. Does Superman do that in this movie? Hell no. You want to know what his reaction is? I don't care. You've been accused of murder, and you don't care. You suck. Another thing I hate about this about the way Superman is handled in this movie. He does not question anything. Nothing. His mom gives him like this, kind of like, speech where she's like, be their hero, be their be their monument, or don't be none of it. You don't owe these people a damn. You don't owe these people a thing. He just stares at her with this mopey face and says nothing. Your mom just told you this. Why aren't you fucking talking? Why are you such a mute? And why, as every scene you're in, you just look so just depressed all the time. I hate it. The only time Superman talks is literally when he's threatening Batman. The next time they shine your light in the sky, don't go to it. The bat is dead. Consider this mercy. Only time he talks is when he's threatening Batman. Superman, the embodiment of light and hope, is now the embodiment of what Batman's the embodiment of. Stupid. You're writing Superman like he's Batman. It does not work. It does not fit his character, you stupid, dumb motherfuckers. And also, what was with that scene with Jonathan Kent? I understand what it's supposed to mean, but looking at it as a viewer, Superman has gone mental because he's talking to himself. He should be locked up and put away. Stupid. They don't even explain how that happened because he's not in the Fortress of Solitude. And even if he was in the Fortress of Solitude, how the hell would he have known the story that Jonathan Kent was telling him? Because you can tell by his facial reactions when he is actually showing emotion that he's never heard the story that Jonathan's telling him before. So, number one, how does he know the story? And number two, why isn't he locked up in the insane asylum for pretty much talking to himself? Superman is unbalanced. What's going on here, guys? Writing 101. Learn how to do it, or don't do it at all. You most stupid dumbasses. Another is Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman is... Not only is it a letdown, Gal Gadot is clearly not... It was clearly cast because she's an attractive woman, and that's it. She's an attractive woman and she looks sexy in the costume. That is it. That is it. That is the extent of her worth. Because as an actress, she ain't good. She's fucking bland. She looks so uninterested. She looks like she does not want to be there. And I'm sitting in the theater saying, why are you here? I can name you 3 actresses that could have done a better job and actually in the short screen time that Wonder Woman has, these 3 actresses could have made the most of it. Number 1, Jamie Alexander could have made the most of it. That's the first one that comes to my mind. Jamie Alexander would have killed it as Wonder Woman. I think she would. Watch the Thor movies. She's actually a highlight for me because she's badass as Sif. I love her as Sif. I wish she was not in the Thor movies. I would have loved to see her play Wonder Woman because Jamie Alexander could have been the Wonder Woman I could have been waiting for. I think she would have rocked it as Wonder Woman. Actually, I second name 3 actors, but really the main one I care for is Jamie Alexander, and the fact that she was passed over for this bland bitch really annoys. Is really boring because I hate Gal Gadot. I don't like Gal Gadot. I'm not familiar with Gal Gadot's work. Maybe in those Fast and the Furious movies she's good. Oh wait, hold on one second. No, from what I heard, she's so forgettable that you forget that she's even in those movies. Why is she Wonder Woman? Like I said, she's an attractive woman. Guess what? She's okay. She's like a 7 out of 10 to me. She ain't that good looking. She's good looking, but she's not like Star Spangled Awesome. So fuck yourself. So Wonder Woman's action scenes are pretty good, but in the acting department, Jesus Christ, get an acting coach. And now my biggest gripe with this fucking movie is Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Why is Lex Luthor acting like the Joker and the Riddler? Now I've read that Joker and Riddler were supposed to have been in this movie, but they were written out because of too many characters. And I firmly believe that these numbnuts combine those two characters with Lex Luthor, which is why we get this completely over the top, ridiculous performance by Jesse Eisenberg, which is just completely awful to watch. Here's the deal. If Eisenberg was playing the Riddler, I would be praising him to the high moon. Because if I watch this movie thinking Eisenberg's the Riddler, I'm like, he's doing a magnificent job. He's killing it. But he's playing Lex, and he's killing it. But he's killing it in the worst way, which means he's killing the credibility of Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor, this suave, conniving, manipulator who can pretty much turn anyone to his side on the blink of an eye, is being portrayed as a timid, weaselly, stuttering nerd. That's what Lex is in this movie. He is a nerd who uses these literary illusion, who uses like these literary terms to make himself feel good and important. Eisenberg, you suck. I hate you as Lex. Man, you're an okay actor and all, but as Lex, you are fucking atrocious. You are terrible, and your plan is totally confusing as hell. So, the destruction of Metropolis. Pretty much everyone has turned to Lex Luthor and LexCorp to rebuild Metropolis. We know it's going to give Lex a lot of money and a lot of good PR. But why do you want to kill Superman? You should be thanking Superman. Because he wrecked Metropolis, the city is coming to you to rebuild it. They're putting you on a pedestal. And you hate the man that made that possible. If anything, you should be thanking him and trying to work out a deal for him to destroy more cities and countries so that LexCorp can reap the benefits. Not only that, your reasoning for manipulating him and Batman is confusing, and I don't understand it. So, in this movie, Batman, uses a bat brand, which when I first saw it was kind of cool. Then when I watch it, it is kind of fucking stupid. So he's branding people. And Lex Luthor found a way to manipulate the prison system, found a way to make that bat brand mean that Batman is judge, jury, and executioner and what have you. Because whenever he brands someone, they go to jail, they die. But we find out that Lex Luthor was orchestrating the prison deaths. Why is he doing this? I don't know, because they don't fully explain it. And if they do explain it, I don't get it. I don't understand it. And then he does this thing where he in the prologue, this guy gets his legs damaged and he goes into a courtroom and Lex Luthor laces a bomb and lead and he blows up the courtroom to make it look like Superman did it or some shit. And Henry Cavill's performance in this scene is god awful because he has the most subdued look on his face. It's almost as if he does not care. It's almost as he's showing no emotion as to what's happening. Like this entire courtroom, people are dying. You're just standing around moping. Like, motherfucker, do something. Save these people. Stop standing around like, it's fire. I'm so sad. I'm not Superman. I'm sad man. This movie's fucking god awful. You know what? I tried to like this movie when I saw it, and I couldn't do it. I tried to like this Ultimate Edition, but if anything, it just makes it even more confusing because the motivation for Superman and Batman to fight is completely fucking stupid. Lex Luthor's be-all, end-all is completely fucking stupid. The overall story of this movie is completely fucking stupid. You know what? The shoehorned Justice League cameos doesn't really bother me. The Bruce Wayne's 7,000 Dreams sequences, which is setting up future movies like Justice League and maybe Injustice, doesn't really bother me. It's the overall presentation and how everything is stitched together is bothering me because it's an incoherent mess. And the Ultimate Edition, I am sorry, to me it doesn't make this movie any better. This movie still sucks. So I'm done talking about this. I'm done with this movie. I don't want to talk about it no more. It's a 6.5 out of 10. That's it. And the 6.5 out of 10 is for these things. Ben Affleck is Batman. Alfred is Jeremy Irons. The budding chemistry between Irons and Affleck. Batman's intro scene. The fight, the action set pieces, the ones that are actually in this movie, that are actually fun to watch and that I legitimately like. Everything else about this movie is ridiculously stupid. That's it. Enough said. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again next time when we take a look at The Squad.